Okay, well, my name is Holly Morris, and I want to officially again welcome you all to the call tonight. We are so glad that you've taken a few minutes of your evening to join us. You are in for such a treat, and I am so honored to get to introduce our guest tonight. I have known our guest speaker for probably about 13 years now, and she has been incredibly influential to me in so many ways, but one of those ways is in teaching me the value of nutrition. And really, she should have a degree in foodology, if there were such a thing, because she's been studying food and how it heals. And you're going to get to hear about her own journey and why that was so important to her to really understand food and what it can do for your body, how it can help your body, and how it can harm your body. And I don't know about you, but in all of my years of education, I even went on and got my certification as a personal trainer, and in all the different courses I taught, I've not learned what I've learned from this woman. She is a mom, she is a rockin' grandmother, and she has completely transformed her own health to vibrant and vital and alive, abundant living, mainly through food. And so she is going to share with us tonight her journey, what she's learned about the body and food and how it affects us, and inspire us all tonight to make better choices, because I think you're probably like me in that we want to live the most abundant full life that we can, and it's really confusing sometimes to know what kind of choices we can make to be most helpful. So help me welcome to the call tonight someone who's going to educate us and share with us and inspire us all, Ms. Terri Luongo.
Hey, Holly. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much, Holly, for that great introduction. And I'm so happy to be here tonight in this capacity. I'm so honored to be here talking about something that I'm just passionate about, and that's how does food heal you at the cellular level? And I started to become very interested in this because my health completely fell apart. Okay, and unfortunately, I think that's the way it is for so many people. I mean, I literally had to hit a brick wall before I sat up and paid attention and said, okay, this is not right. There's something wrong here. I know I should have better health. And so let me take you back in time a little bit, give you a little bit of my history and why I today am so passionate about the concept that food is medicine and that food can heal. And my background is in the fitness industry. Many of you know that. I think we have a lot of guests on the line tonight. So, I did it all. I taught every kind of fitness class known to man: steps, slides, spin, high impact classes, low impact classes. I worked in health clubs from New York, New Jersey, into Pennsylvania. I worked for people like Richard Simmons. I love the concept of moving my body because I knew that exercise was so important to good health, but there was something wrong. Instead of being vibrant, vital, and alive, I'm in my late 20s and I would ache 24/7 from head to toe. I was being diagnosed with unbelievable amounts of gum inflammation. They were actually even cutting away gum tissue in my mouth when I was 28. They told me that I had the mouth of a 90-year-old woman when I was in my late 20s. I was already an inflammatory nightmare. And so from there, my gut health gave out. And there is this thing, we'll talk about how the gut is where disease starts. So it was then I'm being diagnosed with this litany of autoimmune challenges. There were, chronic fatigue syndrome, fibromyalgia, IBS. Every day for me was like the first day of a bad flu. So by the time I'm, 33, 34 years old, I'm not holding the microphone anymore saying step touch. My life is revolving around literally how many naps is it going to take to get me through the day so that I can raise my 3 boys. And so I'm a woman of great faith. I always knew that I was going to get better. I didn't quite know what that was going to be. And 25 years ago, I can hardly believe that it's been 25 years, a nurse that lived in my neighborhood knocked on my door and told me that she had something that she felt could help me. And she introduced me, she handed me Juice Plus. And I looked at the label and I saw the kale, the beets, the parsley. And at first I was insulted because I read Fit Magazine, I read Muscle Magazine, I took every vitamin known to man, I drank my whey protein every single day. And she said to me, she asked me two questions. She said, all of this supplementation that you take, has it done anything to prevent you from getting sick? And the answer was no. And then she said, all of this supplementation that you're taking, is it doing anything to help you get well? And I said, no. And she goes, why do you continue to take them? And I said, because this is all I know. I know fractionated, isolated vitamins. And she said, welcome to a new world. It's the world of food. You do not, Terri Luongo, have a vitamin deficiency. You have a food deficiency. And I'm here to tell you today that your body is a healing machine. My body is a healing machine when we put in the right fuel. So I have a PowerPoint presentation that I would like to share with you. It's called simply Take Healthy Back, because at this point in time, I think most people are interested in the concept of taking healthy back. And I believe that we are sick today for two reasons. We're sick today because as a society and a culture, we are malnourished. We don't eat the foods that feed us, nurture us, protect us at the cellular level. And we're sick today because we live on a toxic planet. So are you ready to kind of take some healthy back? All right, here we go. Hang on just a second. Can you guys all see that? And you can see me? All right, very nice. All right, so where did I leave off? All right, we can take healthy back. And I'm going to tell you right now that number one, I do follow my doctor's advice to a T. Okay, I take his prescription for health very seriously. And my doctor lived 2,500 years ago. His name was Hippocrates. And he said, let your food be your medicine. Let your medicine be your food. And dear friends, that was true 2,500 years ago. And it's still true today. And what we're going to see is how powerful this concept is. Because the foods that you eat can either be the safest and most powerful form of medicine or the slowest form of poison. How does that sound to you? And you know, this is an idea that Hippocrates knew 2,500 years ago, but it's an idea that started to come back around, I'm going to say, probably after World War II, and that's when the Framingham study came out. And the Framingham study was done at Harvard University. So much information came out with this research. It still goes on today, but this is my favorite quote. We really are. We truly are what we eat, what we drink, and what we breathe. And if I could add one more, we are what we absorb, okay? And if that's true, and I know that that is true, then that tells me that we have control, because who has control over what we eat? Who has control over what we drink? And we do need to take time. And it is part of the health profile. You got to take time to breathe, exhale, and relax. So every bite that you take, everything that you put into your mouth is either fighting disease or feeding it. Everything that you eat is either going to make you stronger or weaker, younger or older. I hope you want me to continue, okay? Because there's research out there today. We're starting to put it together again. We deviated from the path to good health, and we're starting to come back now. There's research out there that says that everything that we eat today can be related to, well, take a look. Cancer, heart disease, diabetes, obesity, allergies, depression, ADD, ADHD. Dr. Bill Sears last week in Dallas said that Alzheimer's and dementia starts in adolescence. Wow. How about things like eye disease, digestive diseases, all related to what we're eating? And we need this information, because as a society, as a culture, I'm here to tell you, we're not doing very well here in the United States. 1 out of every 3 women and 1 out of every 2 men will have cancer in their lifetime. 1.1 million Americans will have heart attacks this year, every year. All right? Diabetes has become a national epidemic in the United States. All right, and all of these things, believe it or not, are completely preventable. You know, the coming epidemic of arthritis, we become inflamed so young and so early now, and our children are becoming inflamed younger and younger. And things like high blood pressure and hypertension. There's research out there that has proven that if you would move away from processed food, start to adapt more plants in your diet, that you can reverse hypertension. And it's not the coming epidemic of obesity, it's here. And I'm going through this program today. You're going to see how obesity is just a ramification of being malnourished. And take a look at what's happening with our children. All right, God blessed me with 3 beautiful boys, and all 3 of my boys were either ADD or ADHD, all 3 of them. And I came to the realization as I started to get healthier and my body started to respond to the nutrition that was in those Juice Plus capsules, that kale, the beets, the cabbage, I started to realize that I was malnourished, and that I was malnourished when I was a mom. Okay, and so, you know, my weakness was all of these autoimmune conditions, and my children's weaknesses was ADD and ADHD. All right, and I'm here to tell you, so much can be done with good food and good nutrition, because our children, they have starving brains and they have starving bodies. This is Dr. David Katz, and David Katz is probably the most well-known doctor when it comes to prevention around the world. And he has said that children are more harmed by poor nutrition than tobacco, drugs, and alcohol combined. And I cut this out of a newspaper 23 years ago. It says heart disease hits the preschool set, calling this generation of children the chicken nugget generation. All right, so you're sitting there and you're going, okay, well, Terri, that makes sense. I can connect the dots. I'm starting to see, you know, heart disease and all of these things. And that might apply to somebody else, but that doesn't apply to me. Well, Terri, you don't understand, because it's in my genes, okay? Heart disease is in my genes. Cancer is in my genes. ADHD is in my genes. Well, I'm here to tell you that the science of epigenetics tells us that it's not your DNA. Your DNA is not your destiny. And this science is so amazing. It reveals how everything that you do, everything that you eat, your lifestyle, and the way that you think, and this could be an entirely whole presentation of itself, can change your genes and those of your children. It's an exciting time to be a part of this. So here we go. Let's talk about what makes you older, or what can make you younger, what makes you sicker, what can make you healthier. And science has it right. The secret killer, there's 2 points here that I'm going to really stretch tonight. The secret killer, number 1, is inflammation. Inflammation literally sits at the foundation of every disease: cancer, heart disease, Alzheimer's, dementia, autoimmune conditions. And we are, as a nation, we are inflamed little bodies running around. And this is my little blue guy. He's an inflammatory nightmare. And this is just some of the things that inflammation is responsible for, from everything from Alzheimer's and the autoimmune conditions and cancer and obesity and diabetes. And you see where we're going here. And I'm hoping you're starting to say, okay, Terri, all right, what can I do about this? Okay. Well, first of all, let's get real clear on the causes of inflammation in the body. You know, the first thing is, I call it the 3 Ps. It's the processed foods with the preservatives and the additives, and it's the prepackaged stuff. Basically, it's probably everything in aisles 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 of the grocery store. These foods are filled with additives and preservatives, so they'll have an extended life, you know, shelf life of forever. The problem is, it's not real food, it's fake food. Your cells don't recognize it as real food. Your body does not know what to do with it. And your cells, tissues, organs, and organ systems become inflamed. And so part of these preservatives and these additives, make no mistake about it, is the sugar, it's the trans fats. These are all causes of inflammation. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm sorry to tell you, but cow's milk, cheese, whey protein, huge contributors to inflammation in our cells. Too much animal protein. How about gluten? You know, I used to make fun of this concept of gluten. I've come to now understand when I took it out of my diet, how powerful gluten is and the inflammation that it causes. The medications that you take for all of your disease processes cause inflammation at the cellular level. And here are the environmental factors: the pollution, the pesticides, the plastics. Our children are exposed to, you know, I've been told that if you were to test the umbilical cord of a newborn baby today, that they can detect something like 275 chemicals in that umbilical cord. Heavy metals cause inflammation, and of course, stress. All right, here's just a little picture of some environmental toxins at work. You know, our air is polluted, our water is polluted, the soil. All right, so whenever I started that, there's two things that cause disease, and one is malnutrition, and the other is living on a toxic planet. But I'm going to tell you, if we up our nutrition, if we up-level our nutrition, then our bodies have a fighting chance of removing the environmental toxins that we are exposed to. And these are the foods in aisles 4, 5, 6, and 7. There's the preservatives, the synthetic vitamins, GMO, less nutrition. How about no nutrition? Artificial colors. Oh yeah. Give me some more of those growth hormones. And guys, this is what we eat. And we're raising a generation of children that this is all that they know. So that's why we're here tonight. All right, so let's go back to the prepackaged foods. Let's just take a peek at sugar. Because sugar's in everything, guys, is it not? It's in absolutely everything that we eat, all right? And it's a drug, and it's an addictive drug. And when you consume sugar, well, there's the list. You know, we can read it together. It ferments, it causes carbonic acid, it destroys the cells. It doesn't care if the cells are in the pancreas, the liver, the skin, it doesn't matter. Okay, it destroys cells, it causes nerve damage, it deteriorates brain function, it breaks down the immune system, it causes depression, headaches, moodiness, exhaustion, all of the autoimmune conditions. Okay, premature aging. You know, women and men who aging quickly basically can see it in their face and in their skin. All you got to do is look at the diet: loss of concentration, hypoglycemia, and inflammation. We are at a point now where we are eating as adults about 138 pounds of sugar yearly. Imagine a block of sugar, 138 pounds of it. And I said to you, get going, because next year you get another block. And as devastating as that is, our kids, our babies, eat about 5 pounds of sugar per week. Now think of the sugar and then think of the additives. This is why this generation of children, we're being told, has a shorter life expectancy than we do. And do you know how much sugar we ate if you would go back 100 years ago? 100 years ago, the average American ate 5 pounds of sugar per year. And now you're starting to understand why we're so inflamed. All right, so inflammation, you're starting to understand what's going on with inflammation. The other piece of the puzzle is the microbiome. We have literally trillions of critters in our gut. All right, these critters, these microbiomes, they have a job to do. They're supposed to help us digest our food. All right, we have more critters, more microbes in our gut than we do cells. I mean, this is amazing the way we are designed. This is important because your immune system resides with these microbes. Your immune system resides in the microbiome. And here's the deal: if we're eating the processed foods, the sugar, okay, it's released and it's digested so quickly and it's sent to the small intestine so quickly that the microbiome, the microbes, they're not fed. They're starving. They're hungry. And if we're not feeding them what they want to eat, guess what they start to eat? Sure, are the cells, the lining of our digestive system. They start picking at that and eating at that because they're hungry. And here comes another cause of inflammation. Here comes leaky gut. And so what do these microbes, what do they want to eat? And we've got to feed them if we're going to balance the immune system. All disease starts in the gut. We've got to feed them. So what do they want to eat? Well, the same thing that's going to reduce the inflammation in your body. Plants. Your microbiome want plants. We've got to get back to plants. Fruits, vegetables, berries, foods with fiber is what your microbiome wants. Food with fiber is what's going to reduce the inflammation in your body. So thank you to Dr. Andrew Weil for this amazing anti-inflammatory food pyramid. But you'll see at the bottom rung, it's plants. This is what our bodies want. This is what your cells are screaming for. Okay, and if you go up the ladder there, you're going to see the beans and the legumes, and I'm going to have some of those when I get off tonight, and some healthy fat. Oh my gosh, the Juice Plus Omegas are so incredible. Look at the fish, okay? Whole soy foods. Shall I say it again? Whole soy foods reduce inflammation in the body. Feed your microbiome. Keep going up. Herbs, spices, ginger, turmeric, green tea, red wine, and at the very top, yes, a piece of dark chocolate. But most of all, guys, we have got to get back to plants, and this is why. Okay, because there's thousands and thousands of nutrients in every single fruit and vegetable that we eat. All right, every piece of fruit, vegetable, or berry that you consume has these thousands of nutrients. Each nutrient has a job to do in your body. Is it any wonder that the vitamin that I was taking, the handfuls of vitamins that I was taking, was not helping me get well? I did not have the vitamin deficiency. My body was screaming for real food, because real food will feed you, it will detoxify you, and it will protect you. Fruits, vegetables, and berries. I have had this magazine for 25 years. Defeats cancer, stops heart disease, builds strong bones, prevent diabetes, breathe easier, improve your mood, ease digestion, relieve arthritis pain, ward off infection. Why is that? Because everything, your systems, your cells, your tissues, your organs, and your organ systems are so well nourished that your body can get about the business of being healthy. And here's the truth, it hurts. Okay, nobody is eating enough plants today. Okay, something like 4% of Americans eat enough plants to stay healthy. Okay, 41% of Americans don't eat fruit, 82% of Americans don't eat cruciferous vegetables. The vegetables, that's what your microbiome is screaming for, okay? And our kids, that's devastating. It's devastating. 50% of kids go through the day without a single serving of fruit or vegetable. So, my friends, there's the gap. This is what we eat. The 3 Ps, processed preservatives, tons of sugar, whey protein, dairy, okay, way too much meat. I'm not a vegan, okay? I don't eat, I eat a little bit of animal protein. I don't do dairy. Most of my diet is plants, okay? But I understand everybody has a gap. Everybody knows that. And that's why, my friends, I am blessed that 25 years ago, Juice Plus walked through my front door. And I'm so glad that I said yes. I said yes to the broccoli, the beets, the kale, the spinach, the parsley, beets. Can you imagine on a daily basis circulating in my body? The blueberries, blackberries, elderberries, grapes, day in and day out, week in and week out, month in and month out, year in and year out, my cells have been properly nourished. And I'm here to tell you that being on Juice Plus for 25 years now, that there is zero detectable sign of inflammation in my body. Our bodies are healing machines. And so Juice Plus is unique. This company found a way to grow the produce, juice the produce, dry the produce, put it in in powdered form, capsules, soft chew for children, and not lose the nutrition. Remember, I told you that you are what you eat, you are what you drink, you are what you breathe, and you are what you absorb. Juice Plus is so quickly absorbed within 20 minutes of swallowing it. Within 20 minutes of swallowing it, it's bypassed digestion and it's reaching the cells. And you know how important a well-nourished cell is now, all right? And also, okay, so we're looking now also at the Complete. Complete is our absolutely amazing protein drink. More plants for your microbiome, for your cells. It's the most amazing breakfast. Dr. Sears calls our Complete a brainy breakfast for children. Okay, and I've been drinking it for 25 years. And so when you're taking your Complete and you're taking your capsules, and now I got to tell you, we've got to add those omegas, but what we're looking at is 45 plants nourishing your body every single day. It's more than giving you a fighting chance. Okay, and this is what we're seeing. This is the benefits of Juice Plus. This is what people tell us. All right, the longer you eat Juice Plus, it starts to change your cravings. So you start to want to eat more real food. You start to want to eat more food with life. So you can see how, you know, you might start to achieve that healthy weight that you're looking for, and improved digestion, fewer allergies. Oh my goodness, I'm seeing families throw the inhalers away. Reduction of systemic inflammation. I work in a community with thousands and thousands of women who have had some sort of autoimmune condition, and seeing the reduction of systemic inflammation is a beautiful thing. How about improved sleep? Healthier hair, nails, they kind of looking good on the inside and looking good on the outside. Healthy heart, and athletes absolutely love Juice Plus. And this is the promise. Here's the promise of Juice Plus. This is the research. This is Juice Plus backed by research. This is science in the making. Okay, this is the hope of eating Juice Plus. Cardiovascular wellness, supports the immune system, improves gut health, reduces oxidative stress, reduces inflammation, protects DNA, healthier skin. We have a body of research, peer-reviewed, published in medical journals that speak to these 7 conditions, and the research continues and continues. And my favorite part, kids eat for free. Imagine that in over 25 years, this company has given away free product to over 1 million children. This company has given away over $400 million of free product to kids around the world. Now that's exciting. And we're seeing improvements to health with our kids. Our kids, first of all, they start to take pride and they become aware of being healthy. They're starting to tell their peers how to eat. That alone would be enough for me. But they're taking fewer drugs. They're missing fewer days of school. And I got to tell you right now, with flu season going on, yeah, I've seen people who eat Juice Plus get the flu, but they don't seem to get it quite as bad as anybody else. And I got to tell you, more and more of our kids are not catching the flu, visiting the doctor less often, starting to see the changes, their cravings, they're actually drinking water, they're eating salads. Right? Amazing things are happening at the cellular level with our kids. We are literally changing the health of future generations. That's why we are so proud to represent Juice Plus. And I got to tell you right now, when you give your children Complete for breakfast, you are setting them for a good day at school. You're setting them and you're giving them the ability to perform at an amazing rate. And I got to tell you, we got to talk 2 seconds here about our omegas. Remember on my anti-inflammatory pyramid, good, healthy fat. Look at this, the omegas from the pomegranate seed oil. I'm going to tell you, when you get off the call tonight, I want every single one of you to Google sea buckthorn berry oil. You will never miss a day on these omegas. This is, again, science in the making. We saw a gap, we saw a need, we filled it with something that nobody else has. So I hope that what I have conveyed to you in these 30 minutes is the power of fruits and vegetables. This has been my favorite quote for over 25 years. It's from Jean Carper, and she says, eat all the various fruits and vegetables that you can. They are not trivial creations of nature, but mighty forces to be reckoned with. Most of what we call aging, and disease is aging. Aging is disease. It's the same thing. Our children are aging way too quickly, is a fruit and vegetable deficiency. And I know this to be the truth. You can pay the farmer now, or you can pay Big Pharma later. We have so much control over our health. We have so much control over the health of our children. We have so much control over our destiny. So I hope that you've enjoyed this program tonight. I thank you for taking time out of your evening for being with me. If you are a guest tonight, please get with the person who invited you to be on the call. Know that we love and appreciate you. Peace and blessings. Good night, everybody.
Thanks, Terri.
Thanks, Terri.
Good night, everybody. Thank you.
Aloha, Terri. Thank you from Kaneohe.
Oh, aloha.
Bye.